it's a blessing. So there is no difference between the biggest one to the one that, it was super small. I think they all mean something.
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Nguyen,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. We've got another returning guest, Clint. Man, I think you just need to join the show, man. You're on all these things now.
Thanks, Devin.
But again, you've got a really killer guest that you brought. Right?
Yeah, Devin. I appreciate you bringing it up. We've got a special a realtor named Vianey Del Castillo, who's a superstar down in the Houston market. And she and I just connected. We've been talking for weeks upon weeks, and I wanted to have her on so she could share her story.
Yeah.
Because she's not only a real estate success, she's just a success as a person in general, and how to overcome adversity. So, Vianey, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I guess first and foremost, we talked about where you came from, as Mexico, I guess, and so you came across and you started a career, and tell us a little bit how that started. Tell the audience, what you shared with me and how that worked.
Well, how'd you get here, and why did you get into this crazy industry, and how are you doing all the amazing things that you're doing? I think that's
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for having me. I came to Texas, I would say in 2000 after graduating high school. So it's been quite a story, a challenge. But I've been enjoying it. I love Houston. I live in San Antonio for a little bit, but definitely Houston is the one that stole my heart. Um, and I started real estate in 2015. So it took me a while. If I told you, my doctor, it was my therapist, she was like, I think you need to do real estate. And that was like back in 2012. And I was like, you're crazy. It's like, it's scary. Who's going to pay my bills? Um, but, it stayed. I think she definitely planted the seed in my brain. And then from there, just trying to figure it out what career path I was going to continue. My best friend, which she is my broker now, we started she was a realtor prior with her mom. And unfortunately, her mom passed away in 2015. So we were both just trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, what path was she's going to continue since she was a team with her mom. So her husband was just like, Vianney, why you don't get your license? I mean, you guys spend all this time together. Might as well, start a team with Shayna. And I was like, you know what? Yes, let's do it. I jumped on it with everything, like quit my job. I was like, if we're gonna do this, let's do it the right way. And
You're all in. You're pushing all in.
it was scary. I can tell you it was a very scary first 2 years because I didn't speak the language. I mean, real estate language is completely different from what I was doing before.
That's right.
So I had to follow her everywhere. I was her shadow. And since they were doing a lot of flips back then, I was able to get into it since the bottom, like learning all about the construction, the structure of the house. And then from there, I mean, I just love helping people, and it had just become my passion.
That's awesome. Well, and it sounds like you had a good mentor, right? This is somebody you knew before you got in, and they were there to help guide you through that process. The name of the show is Real Estate Success Partners. Sounds like you had a good success partner when you first got in. Is that true?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, definitely we do a great team and we're so different. And I think that's why it has worked all these years.
Clint, you brought VNA on the show today.
Right.
You've got a little history, with her. Talk about that.
Yeah. So we've talked for several months now, and she just like she has the same commonality that a lot of the realtors that we bring on the show have, which is they truly just love helping people, and that's their passion, and that's what drives them. Because she and I have talked about this on on multiple occasions. You know, she has a special place in her heart for the Hispanic community and the first time home buyers in the Hispanic community,
Yeah.
which, you know, for the most part, Devin, we've seen this on our podcast multiple times where they don't even know if they are ever able to buy a house or accomplish the American dream of owning a home. And so she's the bright light.
The bridge.
She's the bridge and the bright light for them. And so you know, I wanted her to come on because she's truly a pioneer down there in Houston and helping people. So Vianey, talk to me about some of the biggest challenges that you have working with your clientele being predominantly Hispanic and then, you know, maybe first time home buyers. Tell me about some of the challenges and how you're able to overcome those with, you know, such a joy in your heart and a smile on your face.
Every day it's a different story. So I think that's the best part about real estate. Like every day it's completely different. You have a lot of up and downs, a lot of emotions involved. So I think the challenges is to gain the trust, right? Letting them feel and know that I really care. Like I'm really listening to what they have to say. And that I'm gonna try to do everything I can, or it's on my hands, right? To be able to make sure they actually able to buy a house.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I mean, the best clients I've had, I've worked with them for like 2, 3 years, right? When they come to me, they never knew how to do the taxes, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of families,
Education.
and yeah, like had to open a bank account if they own a business. Like, look, you know, open a business account, and you know, and then do your business taxes, your personal taxes, and just, you know, just go from there. So it is building the trust through the years, and during those years I'm able to get more referrals from them because they know that, you know, I
They
care.
know what you did for them, right? They know how vested you are in their success of becoming a homeowner. And that's a beautiful thing because not everybody will take that kind of time, right? You've got some people that are in it for the quick money and they want to make a paycheck fast. And then
Yeah,
here comes, you know, VNA who says, hey, you know, I'm going to make sure that I get you into a house, whatever it takes.
whatever it
And I'm
takes. And
going to
that's
walk
my,
you through that process.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
my motto for sure. I take it very personal. Maybe I shouldn't, but I just feel like I cannot do it any other way. So,
So you are.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
She's the mother hen.
Yeah, mother hen. That's right. Taking them under the wing and showing them guiding them the way. I got a
Say,
question for you. What does that look like when you've got a customer that you've spent that much time with the day that they move into the house? Like, what's that feeling like?
oh my God, it's amazing. Like you know, I take them like it takes us together for so long that once we're there, it's like a big celebration. You know, and my transaction doesn't end there. Like I feel like we become friends, family, even though I might not see them every day, I might not call them every day, but I am there. Like they always like, hey, you know, like I need help with this, or you know, now they have their kids, right? Now they want their kids to buy a house, and they want
Yeah.
them to,
Yeah.
you know, after graduating high school, like how can they start? So it's really nice to see their kids growing, and then you realize that you're getting old, and you're like, oh man,
You're younger than you think. You're younger than don't paint that picture.
We all know the numbers that you're putting up there, and they're amazing, truly amazing numbers.
thank
But
you.
our audience really wants to know, with all the transactions that you've done over the years, um, what's the one moment or achievement that you're most proud of as a realtor?
Oh God, every transaction, it's a big achievement. I mean, there's no one I can put because every year my goals they grow. You know, my referral clientele. I mean, it keeps growing and it keeps getting better. I think just looking back to the results and now building my team, being able to, you know, do it on my own, and I mean that's just a great feeling. I am my own I go against me every time. And I don't know, like I feel like every closing is a blessing, or every family I put in a place,
Absolutely.
it's a blessing. So there is no difference between the biggest one to the one that, it was super small. I think they all mean something.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. What would you say it makes you different from all the other realtors out there?
Yeah, I was going to say, what is the thing that you feel specifically, has driven your success, right?
I think listening, to really listen to my client's need, and connecting on a different level, not in a transactional level, but in a human level. In like, what do you need? How can we get you there? And see, I mean, I want them to feel like I care, and I truly do, and I know they can feel it, and I know that's what makes me a little bit different from everybody else. Or the when they come to me and they're like, you know what, I already tried with 3, 5 different realtors and lenders, and nothing, like, I don't feel like I can accomplish this. And I'm like, no, yes, you can. When I say that, I'm like, we're gonna get you a house. I don't know how, but, but we're gonna get you the house. And I do.
The passion about caring, and what you're doing is, I think the answer to the question is that you're going to make sure that every stone is unturned, right? And every possibility is imagined until you can say without a doubt, hey, I can't get you into a house, but you're going to find a way. It doesn't matter. You're going to figure that out. And you're going to literally show them, hey, you can't qualify today, but if we get you that bank account, right? We start managing your income this way, then you will become a homeowner. And that's where those 2 to 3 year deals come in, right?
Not, she never says no. She just
never
says how.
Says how.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I always tell them, no, it's not an option. So we're going to figure it out one way or another. And we do, unless they decide, like right now, I just had to terminate a contract that we've been trying really hard. And it's one of those things that it's not my client, it's not the seller, it's just maybe not the right moment, right? It's something that we put everything we could in there, and it's okay, move on, and up to the next. So
well, you know what, you might have had a terminated contract, but you're kind of like the Terminator, because you're not going to stop until the job is done.
yes.
Vianey from real estate agent to real estate humanitarian,
right?
Because like she's dedicated to helping people out, and she's not going to stop until she gets to, gets them into that home ownership. And Vianey, we talk about this all the time on this show, is like the commonality between successful realtors that we bring on, and just successful people in real estate in general.
Yeah.
The commonality of every single one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, David and Devin, is they just care. Yeah. They truly have a passion for helping and caring, and making sure that their clients are as educated as they possibly can be, so that they can make the best decision moving forward. And the reality is we've also discussed this, is that whenever a family gets into a home, they immediately, at the bare minimum, create $80,000 worth of wealth for their family.
That's right.
And now, obviously, in Texas, since the home prices are higher, you're probably talking about $100,000 to $150,000 in instant wealth for their family. And so
that's right.
The fact that she's willing to go above and beyond and do whatever it takes, that's what truly makes you special, Vianey. And I was telling Devin, I was like, man, she's very humble. It's gonna be really hard for her to brag upon herself, but so I'm gonna do it for her.
Let's go.
But it truly makes you who you are. And like I said, you truly are a real estate humanitarian and a bright light in the industry. So congratulations to you on that. And you should be commended.
That is so I mean, this is just the beginning, right? Like
tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, because that segues into my next question, Vianey. You and I have talked about this. What's in store for Vianey Del Castillo in 2023?
Well, I definitely want to get one more agent on my team right now. I mean, I have 2 girls that they're amazing. I have one assistant that she does all my operational stuff, and then I have Nancy, that the idea is to be able for me to be one-on-one to my clients, like in the office.
Absolutely.
The office, and then getting ready to go, and then pass them along. I know they're going to be as well taken care of. I want to be part of the NAREP top 250 Hispanic realtors nationwide. So hopefully I can make it to that list. That's
You're going to do it. You're going to do it because you're doing all the right things, and you've got to believe that, because as long as you're passionate about it and you believe that you can get to those goals, there's absolutely no question about it. And you got it in 15. You're only 8 years in. You've come a long way. And I think as long as you keep focused the way that you have over these last 8 years, there's absolutely no question as to whether you're going to make that list. The question is, how high up on that list are you going to go, right?
Exactly. Yes. So vision board, we're there. I know what I have to do. So, as long as I keep, like you said, keep doing this, the same way.
Yeah. Well, you're making it scalable. The one thing you said here, and a lot of people don't understand this, we call it real estate success partners, because having the right partners, and again, that's the right partners on your team, but that's also the right partners that you're doing business with. It's so important to your success. But you just mentioned, you've got a couple people, and the next thing you need to do is add another member to your team. And you're so right, because you can only do so much and you hit a stopping point. And most people don't think about that, and they just try to do it all themselves. But you have the foresight to say, hey, no, I know I can't do it all. So I'm going to hire the right people. I'm going to put them in the right places. And to get to that next level in 2023, I'm going to add another person to my team, right?
Well, I started my coaching 2 years ago. I started with Tom Ferry because I felt like that. I felt like I was getting stuck. I was like, okay, selling houses is not all about real estate, right? Like, how can I provide more to my clients? Like, how can I move forward and being able to assist more families? I'm a control freak. I mean, I like to, like, I can do it all, but reality is, it's not. Once I let go all the little things, everything start just flowing better. And realizing that, it wasn't until I got somebody else coaching me and letting me know how to run the business in a different way. So
Well, we've talked about this before, and at the end of the day, sometimes people, they want to try to do it all and they don't want to let go. And they think that nobody can do it better than me. Right. And, the analogy that we've always used is, you've got this guy that's, he's got cymbals and a drum and he's got a trumpet and he's just doing it all at one time. And sure, it sounds cool, but it's more of a novelty. Right. But the ones that are really good, the ones that are really making beautiful music or managing an amazing team are the conductors that can stand up at the top and they can conduct the symphony, right? And they can make sure that all the right people in the right places doing the right things. And that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why you're having tremendous. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Doing that, but yes, it is a challenge. It's hard to let other people take over some kind of part of your business or the things that you do, but it is for my own good and for my clients' good. So at the end, having lenders like Clint, they're on the top of it. I mean, he's really good with, making sure that I'm okay, that there is anything I need, on the weekends he's available. That makes a big difference. I mean, even though he's from Dallas, Houston, right? And we have built this relationship that now I know when it's Clint calling, even though when, if I can answer, I'm like, oh my God, that is Clint. And it makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about this. So you do a lot of business out there, and ultimately, how are you bringing your clients in? We know you get referrals because you talked about that, but what kind of magic do you sprinkle out there, to make your business grow like that? What are you doing?
It's so funny because the first 2 years I was so embarrassed to ask somebody for business. Like, I just felt like if I told you I'm in real estate, you were expecting me to, to ask you want to buy a house.
Right.
So it took me a while to get out of that. And I'm like, you know what? No, this is what I do. And people needs to know about it. And
100%.
and 60-70% of my business right now, it's referrals. Like, it's so amazing how the past 3 weeks I just got like 20 people lined up, right? Like, I'm not saying they're ready to buy a house, but
Sure.
you know, I'm having the conversations with them, I'm meeting with them, and just getting them, getting them ready.
Getting them ready.
So I better get ready.
Yeah, Clint, you better get ready. She's about to start passing that football.
Yes, I mean,
There's a quote that I heard from somebody the other day, and I absolutely loved it. And it was talking about exactly what you said. I got into this business, and I was a little scared to get outside of my comfort zone and make these phone calls and reach out to these people because I was, I was scared to do that. And then what she said was, and I love this, and I wish I could remember the name, but what she said was, no, I actually needed to be pushed into my comfort zone. Right? It was always my comfort zone. My comfort zone was always working with these individuals and asking them for the business, because that's the only way that you're going to get out there and do what you do. And if you want to help people, if you want to lead them to the right house and get them to the right places, you got to push into your comfort zone, and you got to pick the phone and make those phone calls and build those connections, right?
You got to lean into it.
Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure, is that a little bit of how you guys connected? Is that how you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Called her out of the blue, said, "Hey, you're a rock star. I want to get to know you. I want to know what you're doing to be so successful." I mean, she was just open arms, and she's just like a open book right now. Sweetest lady ever, and it makes perfect sense why she's so successful, because she's sweet, passionate, and she cares.
Yeah.
Three awesome traits to have in the real estate humanitarian business.
I love it. Well, now here we are doing a podcast together, right? So if you would have had the foresight to pick up the phone and push into your comfort zone and reach out to VNA, you guys wouldn't have been connected. We wouldn't be on this podcast right now talking about how amazing you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have known I existed.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's important here is we're not the only ones that need to know that you're here. Our followers need to know that you're there, right? We're out of Texas, we're in Dallas, but we broadcast everywhere. We're a nationwide lender. And, we want to make sure that we get the people who are in that Houston market to be able to connect the dots and find you and find Clint and know that they've got great success partners that are going to take amazing care of them. David, you're over here being a little more quiet than normal, brother. Are you just taking it in, or do you have anything that you'd like to talk?
No. I had the pleasure of talking to V the other day, and she has kind of a niche market. She's bilingual. For those of you that don't know, I think you told me, V, that 80% of your clientele is Hispanic.
Yes.
A lot of them are first-time home buyers. So it's truly a niche market that she conquers. And I'll repeat myself, she conquers the Houston market. So if you're Spanish and you need a bilingual rep in Houston, I'm looking up V.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care if I speak Spanish or not. You're looking at V because she's going to take great care of you. She's going to make sure that she gets you into that house, regardless as to what it takes. If you don't even have a bank account, she's going to take the time to show you, right, what you need to do to get mortgage ready. And she's going to be there to hold your hand.
My clients to the bank account, to the bank to open a bank account. Yes, yeah. I've done it all, so I'm okay with.
That's right.
Yeah, so when I buy a house in Houston, V's definitely going to be my top choice. She's
no question about it.
She's going to be my number one.
Yeah.
Hey, when I got to
work with investment properties.
Yeah.
I do. I have my investors from California and Vegas. So.
Hey, so Vianey, we've talked about this on occasion, but what are you seeing as the biggest challenge for buyers down in your market? What obstacles are you hearing, and how are you tackling those obstacles?
Well, the main one is the interest rate, right? It's gonna drop. It's gonna be a lower interest tomorrow, and the answer is, we don't know. I mean, that's the reality. We don't know, but what we know is that unfortunately, it's never going to be the same as it was when COVID was here, right? Where we had the 3%, 2.9. I mean, it was like, it was crazy. And
never happened before, won't ever happen again.
Yes. And that's the reality. And just being very real with them and letting them know that that's not going to be their forever house. So whatever interest rate have right now, they're still going to be building equity regardless of,
That's right.
you know, it's I have a client right now. We purchased our first house less than 3 years ago, and he already purchased a third home. And every time he sells, he's getting more money out of the houses. Right. And now we were able to buy the house that he really likes in the neighborhood that he always wanted. So then, but he built all that equity with the first purchase of the first home in 2000, I don't know, 18. So just, letting them know the big picture instead of, I want this house and I want this payment. So
the rate's not always the right thing to be paying attention to, because I think what a lot of people forget to focus on is when those rates were 2.75, 3.25. I know here in the Dallas market, and I know in the Houston market too, people were paying over to buy houses. So at that point in time, yeah, you're getting a great interest rate, but you might have to pay $100,000 over just to get in line to buy the house, right? Now let's talk about that, because are you really getting a 2.75 or 2.99 interest rate? No, you're prepaying the interest by paying over for the house. Now in Houston,
never let my clients pay that much, but yes, you're right.
Well, that's because they had the right realtor.
Right.
They had the right realtor. That's it. But we know sometimes that isn't the case, and we know a lot of people did pay over to buy that house, right? And the question is did they really take advantage of the lower interest rate, or did they prepay the interest with the money they were coming over the top? The other thing was, were they getting in the right house? Did they get to buy the house that they wanted to buy, or did they have to take the house that was available? How difficult was for you to get your first-time home buyers qualified and their offers accepted during COVID when the rates were low? What did that look like?
Oh, it was fun.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I love showing houses. So it was it was nice having to show 10 houses a day. No, it was crazy. And I guess it just making sure like I always have to keep myself together, because they're already anxious, they're like running out of time, or they think that they're already panicking because like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to find a house. And just having them, like, don't worry, we're going to find the one, it's going to be out there waiting for you. And I mean, it did work out, but yeah, I mean, it was a challenge, but I never let my clients offer, crazy amounts. I mean, I don't think there was a house out there that it was worth it.
But let's talk about this. It was harder for you to find a house for those people because there were a lot of offers on the table at every transaction, right? So now what's happening in the market right now? The rates are a little bit higher, but are there still, 10, 20, 30, 40 offers coming in? And can somebody who's trying to do a first-time home buyer actually find a house right now and get their contract accepted?
You know what I was doing back then, and I think it has always worked for me? I never go for the gold. Like, you never go for the house that it just pop in the market, because you're not gonna get it. The chances are you're pretty much not gonna get it. And thanks to those realtors that they don't take care of the sellers taking good pictures of the houses, I think they have, they leave a lot of money on the table for the sellers, because those pictures that they look ugly on the internet, I would take my clients to, I would take my clients to see those houses, and I would like, look, let's just give it a try. It's the ugly duck on the pictures, but it might be fine. It might be beautiful. And the reality is the house was amazing. And that's where I was guiding my clients towards those houses, the ones that they've been sitting on the market for 10, 20, 30 days, instead of going for the ones that they just pop in the market. And that's what I still do. And that way I don't have to go against multiple offers.
Well, that's a secret. Hey, that's a secret, but you just gave out a little bit of a secret, right? Because what you said is, hey, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Mm-hmm. If it doesn't look right, I'm going to take the time to take you out there, and we're going to look it over, and we're going to make sure, right, that it isn't a ugly duckling, right? That's going to turn into this beautiful swan. And you get out there, and guess what? a lot of the times it sounds like it was. They were swans, and now you put your borrower in a house that nobody else is looking at. That's clever. That's your superpower.
Well, that's why you do business with a professional like Vianey.
Yeah.
Someone that's experienced, been in the market, been in the industry. You don't get that with someone that's just right out of real estate.
Sure don't.
You know, it's her superpower. Like you said, it's the mother hen in her. It's the real estate humanitarian in her.
Yeah.
And that's what makes her so special. So yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I love that. Well, as much as I'd love to sit here and wrap it up all day, because you've got some great stuff to talk about and share, we do have to cut these things, to 25, 35 minutes. So I'm going to ask you one more question, and that's, is there anything we should have asked you that we didn't today?
No, I think we covered it all. I mean, thank you so much for taking the time to learn about my background, my story, where I come from, the things that I do for my clients. I mean, that's nice. Thank you.
It's a great story, and people need to hear it, because when somebody wants to find a home in Houston and they need somebody that's bilingual, and more importantly, somebody that cares and that's going to take the time to educate and find that right home and team up with the right success partners, right? At the end of the day, that's you. Okay. So if our followers want to find you, and they're out there looking for a home in the Houston market, how do they locate you? How are they going to get in front of you?
Absolutely. I mean, I have my Google page, Select Pro Realty. You can just Google that, and we're gonna pop in on the
What was
top.
that page again?
Select Pro Realty.
Select Pro Realty.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then Vianey Realtor and Instagram. I'm very active
the
there.
Realtor at Instagram.
Yes, your Realtor.
And what's a good phone number?
832-706-7094.
Perfect. So. Fantastic. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here and to learn your story. Clint, you got anything else before we tie this thing off?
No, man, I just, if you want to deal with someone that is truly a true professional and a mother hen who really cares, and like you said, is a true awesome person. She's the number one person. And if anyone out there that needs
your hand, you don't have to be scared.
She will hold
great hands.
Somebody out there that needs to get pre-qualified to see if we can get VNA to find them a house, I'm definitely available. And you can always reach myself and my team directly at 972-679-1028. That's 972-679-1028. Or you can always go to RichieMortgageTeam.com.
And I think you'll be glad you did. So make sure you reach out to these two, because they're a killer team and they do amazing things. David, anything you'd like to add before we finish up?
No, today's been such an honor. We have great guests like V and Clint on the show.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure. All I can say is reiterate everything that everybody just said. If you're looking for housing,
my Instagram guys, so they know.
Yes.
We had a great podcast.
Yes. If looking for housing in Houston, can't emphasize enough. V is the one, and Clint is the loan officer to call.
Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Well, I guess if that's it, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And thanks for stopping by. If you want to find us, you can check us out at www.realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. We're also on Spotify, YouTube. You can find us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and we'd love it if you'd subscribe. We love those 5-star reviews. But that's it for today. So thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you the next time.
Bye, guys.